Were you, did you want a wider market this time?
I didn't, I guess I didn't, I mean, you just kind of do music how you feel, I guess,
Okay.
and I was able to have a lot more say in this album, and I put a lot more of myself into the album instead of just doing what everyone told me to record,
Okay.
you know? So with this album, I was able to say, okay, what do I want? I was able to take time and say, what do I want to talk about, and how do you know what do I feel I should say? And even though it took a while for me to figure that out, because I was like, well, I don't know what I want to say. Do I have anything to say? But I was just like, well, I guess I can just start from explaining to people me and what's in my head. What do I think about? And so that's where it started off from, and I think I was able to show up a fun, kind of goofy side of David, while still being able to talk about meaningful things, things that mattered to me and were important to me.
So what to you is the most special song in the album?
The most special album? Because each song, especially when it comes to the lyrics, each song is very meaningful to me. Well, just about. And so, I guess when it comes to the balance of the lyrics with the music, I always refer to the first song and the last one. The first one is the title track, The Other Side of Down. And I feel like it's just the balance, the right balance of that fun side that I wanted to show, but still kind of, it had a substance and it had meaning in what I was talking about. And just about, you know, it's like, okay, oh, life is very confusing. I'm not sure what exactly, you know, how to keep going ahead, but it's just about moving forward anyway, and just how looking forward to the future and just keep on working, giving it your best. And yeah.
But when you're writing songs, are you the kind of songwriter who writes from personal experience or the experiences of others? How do you go about it?
I think it's a combination of both. You kind of pull from here and there. I think that's how all writers really work. Because you can, I think it's whatever leaves an impression on you, on your mind, whatever it makes you think. And if it's, whether it's observing someone else's situation and it's like, well, that makes an impact on you, or something that you go through that makes an impact on you, you pull from whatever that is. And so for me it was, I guess mainly it was from my own experiences, my own situations. So I guess I'm trying to think of the songs and what I was going through with each song.
I wanted to ask you about my favorite song on the record, Stomping the Roses.
Oh yeah.
Could you explain, could you tell us more about that song? We know that, for example, Elevator, the idea for Elevator came to you in a dream. So how did Stomping the Roses come to you?
Yeah, well, Elevator was about, like literally was about a dream I had.
Yeah.
And that's the first line. I had a dream last night.
No.
Yeah, yeah. With Stomping the Roses, it was kind of a more, I mean, it wasn't, I guess it was kind of edgy compared to the rest of the songs and their vibe, but it was more, especially I guess in the words, it was kind of like, I guess, like a, I mean, because it's not like I was angry. It was just more of, that song was an observing. It was definitely an observation, because you're talking about, did you feel like stomping the roses, and just talking about how it can kind of be, you know, it's not the greatest thing to be stomping the roses and stuff with your attitude that you're having and stuff. And it was kind of, I guess it was kind of like a venting song without being angry. It was kind of like, but it wasn't like, I'm so mad right now. It was venting.
But
it's hard to explain, I guess.
But it was cathartic for you to write the song and record it. It helped you...
Cathartic.
Yeah, cathartic.
What does that mean?
You're pouring out your emotions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but that was a song that, it wasn't it was more an observing song than
Something
personal
that actually happened
experience.
to you.
I mean, it's like I said, it's a combination of both. Where it's you pull from your own experiences, then also from what you observe.
David, your album currently has received mixed reviews. I checked them. How does those reviews affect you as an artist?
I mean, they're always mixed reviews. I mean, I got plenty of mixed reviews on the first CD, and with the Christmas album, and with each song that gets released. So, I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and it's a matter of me making a mark. Like, what I'm trying to do is make a mark and leave an impression on the people who are willing to listen, and willing to take the time to understand what it is I'm trying to accomplish. You know, there you can get very technical with the music, but especially with this album, my focus wasn't to be technical. It was very personality focused, and you know, so many people can say, oh, well, you did it wrong, or you did this wrong. It's like, well, I tried. Well, one of the goals was to be experimental and try things, because how am I going to know? You know, it was hard because, you know, I didn't really have time to experiment before.
Yeah.
I always, because I didn't expect all of this to happen while I was still a teenager. I thought 10 years from now, when I'm more experienced, and I didn't have that time. So it's like, well, you know what? You just kind of have to experiment in front of people, like everything else. You know, everyone's eyes have kind of been on me, and they've kind of watched everything, which is kind of weird, but it's like, you know what, it's like they watched everything else, I guess, in my growth and stuff. So you know, you just have to go for it and experiment a little too, and just see, okay, what is it that I like more, and you know, there's an interview that I was listening to one time by this artist named Robin. Do you guys know Robin?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Robin, and she was saying that same thing, where it's like it's hard to become and grow as an artist, because she started with her hits when she was 16 or 17, or I think she was 16. But she said it was hard because it's hard to grow as an artist and figure out who you are when everyone's watching you. But you know, it's a challenge that, you know, whether or not you are comfortable with it, it exists, and that's the case. But I guess it's an interesting challenge, and it helps you grow in a different way that you might not have grown before. It's still kind of weird how people are watching you try and figure it out yourself. But I guess I think it's good at the same time.